Huge
Upbeat, do I have to be upbeat?
Yeah, always. I'm
Okay.
sure you are though with that award.
I'm very upbeat.
A huge congratulations to you. You must be over the moon.
I am, yeah. I was just saying, you go through different stages like very, very quickly. This is my first time winning like a grown-up award. So you go from being kind of breathless and hyper to calm for a second, and then you're kind of emotional. And anyway, it's very pretty.
It is, it's gorgeous. I can imagine that Brooklyn was actually quite kind of an emotional film for you to make, because it's all about a girl moving away from Ireland to America. So what was it kind of like getting to work on it, and was it a very personal experience for you?
Yeah, very personal, very emotional. I was born in New York. I grew up in Ireland. I left home about 8 months before we made the film, and I was living in London at the time, and I was really homesick, and the line in the film where Alicia says I miss being an Irish girl in Ireland was something that really kind of struck me. And you know, it was kind of the equivalent to reading a book or listening to an album or watching a film that just, especially when you're young, say when you're a teenager, that just you feel like it's been made for you, you know. And to experience that every day when you're on a film and you're reading dialogue or experiencing something that is so true to sort of something that you've gone through was very unusual. I had never felt it to that degree before, you know. I am very used to like disappearing into a completely different type of character, and to play someone emotionally who was very much kind of in the same state as me was a lot, you know, but very, very gratifying to get through that. So.
Once again, congratulations.
Thanks.
What would you say is on your next what is on your next achievement? Like, would you say?
I'm doing a play in January, so as long as I remember my lines, I'll be happy. I just want to remember my lines.
Thank you.
Thanks. One last group.
Hi, Saoirse. Congratulations on winning the award. Can I ask, I mean, the film's done incredibly well, and I think a lot of people who have seen it have identified with your character and a lot of the storyline. What was it, do you think, that most people can see and identify with in particular?
I think everyone takes something different from it, which I was quite surprised by. Like at first, when I read it, I thought, this is a film for Ireland, this is a film for the Irish, and it's to honour kind of our story, our immigrant story. And then as we started to screen it, it kind of achieved this universality. Everyone a lot of people anyway really related to it, because everyone's left home, everyone's felt that way, and I realised it was something kind of more than what I initially thought it was going to be. And then, you know, journalists would come into me and say, I'm in a long distance relationship and I understand this part of it and that speaks to me, or I am the one who was left behind when my kid went to college, or whatever it is. I think when you take a story like that, and that's the genius of Colin and Nick's writing, when it's something that I don't want to say is simple, but it's not overly dramatic, it's just quite true, anyone can identify with that, you know.
And for you winning this award, Saoirse, what's it like? It is so pretty. When we spoke
piece of
last
jewellery.
time, it was.
I didn't have this. This wasn't in my hands the last time we spoke, and now it is.
And how important is it for you to represent, you know, again your country and now pick up this award because of that achievement?
It's really important to represent home for me. I think we've got a nation of really terrific storytellers. We always have done, and that's kind of our culture and our roots. And the fact that we're having such a great year with Irish actors, Irish directors, writers, is wonderful. And to be a part of that is great. So. Thanks.
So sure, at the heart of this story, of course, is a heart-wrenching love story. Can you talk about working with two very different actors and two very different relationships, I guess, at the heart of the story?
Yeah, like Donald, who has won like 3 awards for other people tonight. Yeah, both very, hasn't won any of his own, but I'll give him this one. He deserves it. Yeah, both very different. They both work in very kind of different ways, but it's great. They both brought such a kind of sincerity to it. I think they had some of the toughest jobs, really, the two of them, because they had to represent a whole life and a whole world. It wasn't as simple as just kind of a love triangle, you know. They represented so much more than that, and like a life-changing choice that she ultimately was going to have to make. So you needed two kind of brilliant, strong actors to do that, and we had them. We were very lucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.